You're listening to 4ZZZ on 102.1 FM. And now I've got a special guest here in the studio, Innessa. Wonderful Innessa. How are you, Innessa?
Hello, good morning, and thank you for inviting me to your show. It's always a pleasure to have a chat with you.
Thank you so much for coming, Innessa. Yeah, you drove all the way from Sunshine Coast.
Yeah,
how was the traffic this morning?
It was good. I left perfect timing. I actually, hadn't have any traffics after 8. Yeah.
That's amazing to hear. And there are so many interesting things happening with you after your album released, and you are Queensland Music Award finalist, and you are doing gigs and tour, and wow, so many things are happening. So let's start with your Queensland tour. Tell us what are you preparing?
My long time dream to have my first tour. It's happening finally, and that's probably the last stage of my project, which is I've been working on my album Golden Wreath, which is a fusion of contemporary genres with Slavic influences. And I had this idea a while ago, and then I've been working on this album, taking time releasing one single at a time, and finally last year my album came to the world, and I had only one launch on the Sunshine Coast, and it was absolutely beautiful. I was supported by so many groups, and it was simply magical. And it was sad that it didn't go any further, for different reasons, because I don't have experience of putting together a tour, because I don't have finances and everything. So I've been trying to think how to make this dream come true, and I applied for a grant. And for the first time I received the grant. It was a small one. It was like half goal achieved. I got a grant for mentorship. So I've been working with Pauline Modi. Do you know her?
Yes, Mazaza.
Amazing, yes. I could not be happier with the mentorship sessions. So here we go. We worked. I learned a lot, and finally I'm putting together my first mini tour. It's just Queensland for now. The goal is actually to have a national tour. But that's a good first step, and I'm very excited and grateful for this opportunity to be mentored by such an experienced musician. So here we go. We locked 4 dates so far. I'm hoping to add more dates further away. At the moment, my very first one is very soon, 24th of May, and it's actually organized by BMAC. So it's called it's a series of shows with intimate vibe, showcasing diverse artists and cross-cultural collaborations, organized by BMAC Unplugged series. And they're doing that at Vent Space, South Brisbane. It's only 5-minute walk from South Bank. So we went to that venue to see what it is like, and it's very intimate, a bit quirky. It's lovely. I enjoyed the live event there, so I'm looking forward to perform it there myself with my show on the 24th of May on Friday. So if you don't have anything to do, come over. It will be heartwarming, because I'm actually going to share stage with Indian Australian singer-songwriter. And have you heard Minaka?
Probably if I see the face, I can recognize.
She was actually the winner of Queensland Music Awards last year. And what we have in common, despite absolutely different cultural backgrounds, we do the same thing. We combine contemporary genres with our traditional backgrounds. So she's going to open the show with her own music, and she does absolutely beautiful this traditional singing. And then I will share songs from my new album, Golden Wreath, which is fusion Slavic and contemporary genres.
Wonderful. Yeah, I'll have some questions for you later, but first let's hear you. Let's hear some of your performance. Innessa has her guitar with her.
Yes.
What would you like to play for listeners?
Well, I maybe since my music is showcasing Slavic folk, maybe I'll sing Slavic folk song called Birdie. Саду пташечка пропела. Є ти пташки, є гнездо, есть у неї дети. Є ти пташки, є гнездо, есть у неї дети. Сироты, нет никого и на свете. А у меня сироты, нет никого и на свете. Ночь качала я детей, день коров доила. День коров доила, подоивший я коров в хоровод водила. В хороводе я была, весело гуляла. Хорошая, хорошая, ой, плохая. Пташечка пропела. Ети пташки есть гнездо, есть у ней дети.
Wow, what a beautiful, beautiful angelic voice by our local artist, Innessa.
Thank you.
Wow, that's amazing. Amazing. So you were born with this talent?
I don't know. I don't know much about talent. It's a very questionable topic.
Yeah, and I have a few questions. I remember last year when we had interview at Future+Z, and especially I remember your dining with Innessa.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I was wondering, can you tell us what was the menu and how was that? Because that was, as you said, very personal. You could pick your own menu and share with your audience.
Yes, now I was trying to remember when was the last time we had this lovely interview, and now I remember we were just before that event, which was part of the celebration of the new release. And yes, it was called Dining with Innessa, and was all about featuring my culture. It was very intimate. It was absolutely beautiful. I've never done that before, and it went really well. And so Ilana, the owner of the cafe, she also has Slavic background, and she was excited about this, and she really put a lot of efforts to bring that idea to life. And she cooked borscht. She did this heroic thing. She made Napoleon cake, which takes forever to make. It has like 12 layers, and it's like, it was delicious. She made, for the first time, crepes, stuffed crepes. I wanted to do that, but I just ran out of energy because it's so many preparations and promotion and rehearsals.
You think you like your crepes with sour cream and strawberries? No?
Yes, it's what my family, like when I was a child. Yeah, it's good you remember.
Yeah,
that's how we
memory.
used to have, especially in summer when you have all these beautiful berries around, you collect them, you mix them with sour cream, with yes, that's how we used to have crepes as kids. But here I sort of, now I'm grown up, I prefer savory. So my favorite probably mushrooms with onions and cheese, like fried, and and also with beans as well. So we had that. We had pilmeni, of course. Do you know what's pilmeni?
No.
It's like dim sims.
Dim sims. Okay.
That sort of. So it was very beautiful. We had 2 long tables, as I was imagining, because that's how traditionally, like my grandma would put long table, and we
like
sit down, the whole family.
Yes,
it's very common to have this, like everyone sits at one table, not just
not to create groups.
Yeah. So we had that, and when guests were arriving, I had accordion playing live music. It was like really straight away, as soon as they stepped into the venue, they already felt this vibe, this Slavic vibe, and then the unique thing was that I actually was joining the guests, so we were eating together. So the guests arrived, and then I had my first part of the concert, and then there was a break where I joined the guests at the table, and we all had our first part of the dinner. Then I went back and I had another set, and then I joined them again afterwards for dessert. And we even did singing at the table with some guests. And there was lots of improvisation. I actually pulled out a few guests. They did not expect that. I love anything that comes with improvisation and spontaneous, always has something special about it. So I pulled out. There was a member of Oriana Choir came to see me, and I brought her onto the stage, and we together performed song that I performed a few weeks before that with the choir. And then another lady, she joined for a gypsy dance. Then another lady, I said, hey, let's demonstrate this tradition of singing at the table. And it's a big thing still. We even have a whole category of songs called Zastolne, which is at the table, singing at the table.
За столом.
Yeah, Zastolne песни. And that's usually people all know these songs, and one person starts singing, and then one after another joins, and it's beautiful. So we did that, and it was very, very memorable event.
Wonderful. So that means the audience loved your food, because they could only eat the food from your menu that you prepared.
Yes, it was.
They were happy with.
Oh
with that?
Yeah, I had a great feedback, and one couple. They heard our interview, and they came all the way from Gold Coast to Coolum, which is like, I don't know, 2.5 hours drive just to experience this, foreign culture and food and music. And that's really heartwarming, really.
Yeah. Thank you, Zedders. That's really supportive.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for supporting our local musicians and subscribing to 4ZZZ. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was really, I'm glad that I actually got to talk pretty much to every guest. So there was no rush. We had music, we had chat. Yeah. It was lovely.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So shall we hear another song from you?
Sure.
What would you like to play this time?
Well, I guess I will play something from my new album. And this one is, I don't think I've ever played it on the radio. And I really, because it's a little bit sad, but life is not all, sparkles and butterflies. This is a song about this unexplainable sadness. It's like everything is fine, everything is the same as yesterday, but all of a sudden you feel, I don't know, sad, low. That's what it's about.
And what's the name of the song?
Hollow.
Sadness rises dangerously high, pushes its way outside, running down, paralyzes. The line is crossed, and I am lost. Watching myself falling, listening to the silence, falling deep, deep down the hollow, deep down the same old trap slips through the gap, isolating emptiness, nothing to grab onto, to pull myself up, hitting the ground unavoidable. The line is crossed, and I am lost. Watching myself falling, listening to the silence, falling deep, deep down the hollow, deep down the all the lies that lie deep down this darkness, all the lies that lie deep down this darkness, I won't believe them, no I won't. I'll embrace the aching emptiness till the lights burns dry. But until then, watching myself falling, listening to the silence, falling deep, deep down the hollow, deep down the hollow.
beautiful voice. Innessa at 4ZZZ on Monday Sparkzzz. It was a very beautiful, moving piece.
I'm really looking forward to playing these songs again with my ethnic player. So we're doing a duo, and I will be joined by this ethnic multi-instrumentalist, Benjamin Rostovsky, and he plays accordion in this song. But he also will be playing a lot balalaika, which is so beautiful. It has such a beautiful flavor, adds this. And violin, yes. And then I will be joined by a special guest, Misha, on the guitar, which also adds this like haunting sound because he uses effects. Yeah, I'm looking forward.
So how many strings are on balalaika?
3.
Only 3.
Yeah.
So are the chords different from?
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't play balalaika, but it's like a triangle body. So it's like guitar, but with a smaller size triangle body and 3 strings. And when you think of that, the chord, it's pretty much 3 notes in it. You know, the basic chords are.
Yeah.
So I guess... Yeah.
You would think must be easier to play than guitar with 6 strings.
You think so, but I heard that it's not that easy, especially the right hand, the ones that, because you have to play it very like a lot of, not just like guitar, you know, you do this slow,
like a mandolin.
And yeah, it would be like. So I think there's like a special technique involved. So I don't think I can just grab it and start playing balalaika.
Yeah, and another interesting thing I noticed on social media, was it last year, you had a gig with Greshka.
Oh yeah.
How was that?
Yeah, it was fun. They are fun, and the venue, that was my first time. It was very homey atmosphere. It's always like so feeling welcomed, and it was nice. So we had like my is more intimate with stories performance, and then followed by Greshka with all these crazy tunes and upbeat music with all this Balkanic flavor in it. So it was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that was amazing to see. Such a nice collaboration.
Yeah.
And it's amazing to hear that you actually are a finalist for Queensland Music Award.
This year.
Yeah, what can you tell us about
Yeah, actually, this is really cool because this is the second year in a row my song is selected as a finalist in Queensland Music Awards, and both songs last year and this year, they're from my new album, the one that I'm touring in support of. So last year it was Tumbleweed song, and maybe I'll sing it later, and this year song called Wave. And we could listen to it if you want.
So would you like us to play it now then? Shall we
listen to to Wave?
Yeah. So let's give some introduction to our listeners for the Wave. What is it about?
It's about life. So it's this life is compared with waves. People come and go, waves come and go, and it's just life. It's cycles, and yeah.
Carried knows what it might be.
You're listening to 4ZZZ, and this is Wave by Innessa. Innessa is in the studio. We've got just a little bit of time to wrap up the show because deadline is coming at 11 a.m. So, Innessa, tell us about your gigs and actually how to find the information about you got May, June, July, very busy.
Yes, I've got 4 gigs locked for my tour, and all the information you can find on my website, innessamusic.com, INNESSA music.com. And you can even find me on Spotify, and Spotify has a feature where you go click events and you can see artists. So yeah, I invite you listeners to find me on Spotify, INNESSA, Innessa, and I've got 4 studio albums, all different. And also you can find my events on Spotify, and of course on my website you can find everything. And my next my very first concert as a part of my tour is on the 24th of May at Vent Space, South Bank. Doors open at 7 and the start will be at 7:30 with special guest Menaka. And I hope to bring some food, some Slavic food to the event. So in the break and before the concert, I hope to share some of snacks.
Yeah, can you tell us about your fundraising thing? Because that is something really humane and something really special when people do that for someone who needs
Yeah, so the last date of my tour is July 14th, and I decided to organize a fundraiser because I have a friend and long-time supporter of my music who has dementia, and he used to come to my every gig, and he was my roadie. he's like in his 70s, so it's really, really lovely. It's always melts my heart seeing people so passionate about my music. And he can't come to my concerts anymore due to his health problems, but I know that he goes for lunch not far from his residency to a Newman Hotel in Mount Gravatt. So I thought, like, how can I make him come to my concert and enjoy music again? So I'm organizing right now. It's all locked, and so it's in partnership with Newman Hotel and Dementia Australia organization. I'm organizing a fundraiser so all the money will go to Dementia Australia to support people affected by dementia. And it's a morning tea. This is a morning gig. It's 11 a.m. So it's easy, and there will be some food served, and then there will be this beautiful intimate concert. And I hope my friend will be able to come this time.
That's wonderful.
Yes, and there will be another concert in Milani, very intimate. It's only 50 people capacity. So it's Playhouse Milani on the June 29th, and July 7th I will be performing as a part of Spark Festival in Ipswich. So they all 4 gigs are very different. from each other.
That's wonderful. Innessa, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, we're going to hear We All Belong by Out of Abingdon. And before that, please invite listeners to come and see your gig.
Thank you very much for having me here. And come to my first gig in Brisbane, 24th of May, Event Space, South Bank.